Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Kumu podcast. Thank you so much for joining us again. Once again, we appreciate your time. We appreciate you lending us your ears. This is another great episode. We are back with Dr. Mmatheo Motsisi. It's going to be a great one. And before we go, please don't forget the book is available on Amazon, on Take-A-Lot, because most of the discussion is coming from her book called The Gem. It's a great book. Encourage you to get it, read it, immerse yourself with the knowledge, and you won't regret it. So, without taking so much time, I will welcome Dr. Mmatheo Motsisi in the building and to give us the opening words before we go into the discussion. Dr. Mmatheo, you are welcome. Thank you for joining me again today. And I give you the floor to open up with any encouraging word or any opening words before we enter. We go into discussion.
Thank you, Lokomo, and thank you for those who are embarking with us on this journey, who are actually making this a fruitful journey as we share, as we empower ourselves and empower each other, because once the light has been activated from within, it's also one's duty to share that light with others so that their light is also activated. So as we enter into the first part, I think it's chapter 1 of the book, Knowing Through Becoming, I want to open with these words. In the journey of becoming, we heal, liberate, and awaken to the truth that we are all woven together in the sacred tapestry of existence. Basically, it's what you said previously, emphasizing our interconnectedness, that we neither separate from source or separate from each other. We are woven. We are all partaking in the cosmic dance of life with the universe. So as we go deeper into this, knowing through becoming, let those words be the words that actually become the fuel in our discussion.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for those encouraging words. So, to get into it, since we are the focus of the discussion today, it's about knowing through becoming, which comes from your own book. And the part that I can kind of pull out for now is that in the book you mentioned something very important, which is true wisdom is not just intellectual, knowledge, but is gained through lived experiences from self-exploration and personal evolution. So I just want us to get into that a little bit, to expand on that so that we can give out a simple understanding based on that concept, because most people, they don't know how to differentiate between the two. And also to gain wisdom, some also get caught up in working on somebody else's journey and kind of like copycat, and they call it wisdom. But in actuality, wisdom is not really that. It is based on your own experience. And I guess that's how you gain true wisdom, by experiencing firsthand whatever that comes in your journey. So it's not all about secondhand experiences, but it's all about firsthand experiences. So I wanted to get into a little bit on that, to give us the best understanding, especially coming from you. I think it's gonna sound more great.
Okay, when we talk about knowledge knowledge can be acquired through institutions actually are in this world, the physical domain. When you are born until the age of 7, you actually being conditioned by your parents. Programming kicks in at that stage because we tend to imitate the one who's raising us. Then we go to school from 7 years until probably 18. And then you get more, there you actually now seriously being programmed. We call that acquired knowledge. Acquired in a sense that you are being taught, or programmed to behave in a certain way to meet certain standards that are considered, and they could either be labeled good or bad according to whoever has decided that they are good or bad. Knowledge, when you're going through being taught and being conditioned and being programmed, you actually not being allowed to be your true self and experience and experiment with life. You are being conditioned. So institution, they will grant you acquired knowledge where you are taught. All of us, most of us who've gone through institutions, including myself, we became products of institutions behaving in the manner that will actually comply with the expectations of the institutions to be able to execute certain duties and play a certain social role in the community. That's different from when you work towards, you awaken. You don't even work towards, you awaken. When you are going through programming, you fast asleep. When you awaken, you realize that the institution, the programming, the conditioning has played its role, and it has groomed you. I say groomed you because truly it does. It has groomed you to operate in a certain way, speak in a certain way, act in a certain way, probably even talk and walk and dance, everything in a certain way, because you need to fulfill a certain expectations and status and comply so that you belong to a certain class and group. That's institutions. But once you, the onion peel effect again, once you let go and you allow yourself to know through becoming. Institutions, it's not know through becoming in a sense that you deeply connect with the authentic self. It's been conditioning to become that and become a product so that you are able to fulfill a certain role. So there's an expectation in it. And if there's an expectation, it means already the rules are set for you. You must either do that, or if you don't do that, you don't belong, or you are less of what you are being expected. But when you allow life to be the initiator, and you enter into a phase where you realize that to know thyself, you need to experiment and experience life without expectations. Be the seeker and the answer of that which is unfolding in you. You are a seed, and a seed that has been deposited in its appropriate matrix will bear the fruits that are without even expectations. It will bear the fruits having gone through that matrix of itself by actually embracing the light aspect of its being and the shadow aspect of its being without actually rendering labels, without being judgmental, without saying it's good or bad. But the society will never grant you that. The society when you behave in a certain way, you'll either be labeled good or bad. The same thing with the government. You're either good or bad. So institution, it has the right path and the left path, the good and the bad, the light and the dark, which is fine. It's rooted in duality. Duality is separation of the two, forgetting that actually being holistic, the whole, in the whole, the state of dualism exists. Let me repeat, in the whole, the light and the dark exist. In the whole, the good, so-called the good and the bad exist. Because for you to know that this is light, you'll see it in relation to its opposite thereof. Then you'll say it's dark. But there's nothing wrong with its opposite. It's a dance. Life, it's a dance. And you cannot dance if you separate yourself from the whole. You need to embrace the whole. Let me make an example with nature, the sun and the moon, day and night. When it's time for the night to heal, to daylight, the sun to rise, it doesn't contest. It doesn't say, the night doesn't say to the sun, hey, no man, I still need a little bit hour to go through. No, it responds. It yields, joyfully yielding, surrendering. Surrendering is the normal cycle of life. The seasons also. We now in autumn, we're moving to winter. There's not going to be a competition. I don't know if anybody has heard of a competition where autumn says, give me another month to go. No, when it's season, you even see with the trees and everything, they yield. So with us, nature exists in its state of wholeness, in a dance. The day and night, then it's a dance. Within us, we have the feminine and the masculine energy. It should be a dance. There's a light and the shadow aspect of our being. It should be a dance. When you are seeking, you should be the seeker and the answer. But what are you seeking? You're seeking the answer through, you can only arrive at the answer if you allow self to experience life and experiment with it without judgments, without expectations, by just allowing thyself to be in the flow.
Yes, that is very profound. And just to add on that, competition for most people, the way uh, we've been programmed, competition translate as uh, means of survival for most people. Where in actuality, there's no survival in the universe. There's no survival in nature. There's nothing in nature that survived. Everything lived and everything lived and um uh everything is alive in nature for a reason. It's not there by mistake. You would compete with anything or anybody if only you are blind or you don't know who you truly are. That's where competition comes in, because then you don't know how to act, you don't know your position, you don't know your true power, you don't know what what you can give out and what you can receive. So everything becomes a threat to you. Everything becomes, it brings you that sense of urgency, whereby when you are in a journey of becoming and knowing yourself through becoming, you begin to see things like competition, hatred, and lack and complications and all these type of things becomes a low vibrational energy, because then you see it from a perspective of, look, I'm not who I am in the physicality, but I am here to experience it, learn, and grow and move on to the next journey. So we don't look at life that way. We look at life as, we think of life as our journey started here, but our journey didn't start here. Our journey started long before we even, you know that we are part of this universe. Because you just don't remember, it doesn't mean that doesn't exist. So you have to put yourself in a position of understanding where you're standing and uh, where you fit in this whole script of life, because we wrote it ourselves, we put ourselves into this. It's a game, as we said the last time. You have to figure out the way out. So nobody's trapping you. You trapped yourself, and it's not something. It's not you didn't do bad to yourself. It just, you have to get out of this amnesia. But again, just an important part that I wanted to add also, in regard to wisdom, there's something that I wrote. It came in my mind, and then I just noted down. It's true wisdom evolve in a deep understanding of oneself, others, and the world. You know, and it's also the ability to make sound judgment, in a sense that you don't judge other people based on who they are, because you know that particular situation that they are in, it does not define who they are. It's just that they came into they came in contact with that particular experience, whether they have wisdom, knowledge or not. Then you should see it as a way of, they will always come on top of it, because they're also in their own journey. So when you see somebody, let's say you see somebody who doesn't know spiritual, or doesn't know, let me just give an example. Somebody who is not aware, who is not awakened yet, as per se. So for you, as a person who has gained wisdom, who is awakened, it's not sound to see that person has a lower entity, or they are lost, but it's a way of seeing them as, okay, they are on their journey. It's beautiful because you see it, and then it reminds you of where you were yourself. You feel like, okay, I'm now in this stage. Now I can see people that were in my stage. So it's not like I'm seeing them as bad or lower than me, but it's a reminder, it's a reflection to see that, hey, you've been in that journey. So you have to understand that person, what they're going through. You have to reflect back and remember what you did and the path you walked. So it can get a little bit complex, but it just, life is a mirror. So it's beautiful how we can see it in other people and refer back, and of course they're on their own journey. They will make their mistakes and all that, but it's yeah, it's just that. And yeah, moving on, I want to get into the second
Then
important part.
before
All
you
right.
move on, I just want to um what is it? Share this in actually supporting everything that we've said. You've actually, in the book itself, the gem, the Lotus of Thousand Petals, you've actually expanded on this poem that I wrote, and you've just echoed the words that were going through my mind when I was in deep meditation, and when I was getting this insight, which I could only express it in a symbolic and a poetic form. So let me just read that. And while I read that, may what you've just said, may also it, whoever will be, who's listening and be sharing with, may they marry the words of the poem and the words, profound words based on your own experience shared with what I'm reading now. The poem that I wrote is The Journey of Becoming. It's been a journey and it still continues to unfold. It says, in the sacred space of my soul, I wander through the corridors of time. Each step a brush stroke on the image of being, a dance of shadows and light, knowing that healing is a spiral, not a straight line, but a graceful unfolding. You've been saying all that in your own special, unique way, expressing it. Each layer, the onion peel, each layer peeled away revealed the essence, the radiant truth of who I am becoming. I liberate myself from the chains of the past, finding freedom in the whispers of my heart, awakening to the divine spark within. I'm not just a seeker, but a bridge, connecting the depths of my inner realm to the vastness of the outer world. Each moment, a mirror reflecting the infinite. The cosmos flows through me, a reminder of the star beings, my celestial origins, guiding me to remember my origins, weaving together the fabric of existence. In this becoming, I am whole, an alchemist of experience, transforming pain into wisdom, fear into love, embracing the journey, for it is in the knowing, for it is in their knowing that I thrive. I don't survive, as you said. When you know who you are, you're not on the red race of survival. You thrive, you bloom like the lotus. And in the awakening, and in the becoming, allowing self to become, I awaken to the boundless possibilities of my soul. And you said, when you are that, you become content. You don't compete because there's no competition. You content with who you are and who you're becoming. And you put it so beautifully. You actually, how can I say it? It's like expanded the poem itself in the book before even and made me, inspired me to actually share because I had not even planned that. But as I was listening to you, your experience, because not only it's your experience, but it's experience of many who are seeking, becoming, when I said, as you seek, become the seeker and the answer must marry and become one. You become that which you're seeking. You become the answer because the, the answers lies within. There's nothing outside of self that can actually bring illumination and enlightenment.
Yes, yes, that's true. That's very true. And also, before we move on, just again, you know, everything that we experience and everything that we do, you will never feel or see something that is not in you or that was not in you before. So we always see something that has already been soaked into your consciousness because that's how you see, that's the whole purpose of knowledge and wisdom. So when you gain knowledge and you you experience something and then it reflects back to you, it's not that moment you saw it for the first time. It just that reflect it's a reflective effect to say that I confirm, a consciousness saying I confirm, execute, I confirm, execute. So that then when it becomes wisdom, then it becomes lived experience. Then you live it, you walk it, you talk it, you see that like people can see it in you. That is wisdom. So it's very important. And we should just be very mindful of where we walk and how we walk. Because you can literally copy somebody else's journey or life without experiencing your own path. It is done. I've seen many people do that. But the most important thing is to experience it yourself. You can learn from other people, of course. You can walk other people's journey. But then when you do that, there is a way for you to experience life from your own perspective. That is what is important in whole concept of gaining wisdom. You have to have your own experience so that you can interpret it properly and make sense of, because we're all unique. We're not uh, the same in a sense of when we are in physicality. There's a purpose for that duality. Dr. Matteo just emphasized on that in the beginning, duality. So we cannot be the same. We cannot think the same, but we have different ways of, experiencing and you know, um, making sense of this reality. So to move on, are we going to move on, Dr. Matteo? Because I think like you want to you want to give another punch.
Every time you speak, you trigger something at my core of my being. You make me reflect deeply. You take me on another journey because I'm forever traveling. I could be sitting, but I'm traveling. I'm just a being that travels.
Yeah.
I when you said you walk, you can walk somebody's journey, may I just clarify? Nobody walks somebody's journey. Your journey is your journey because we all choose to a spirit to enter into this physical plane and choose the vessel, location, and probably time to enter. And when you walk, you're walking your journey of becoming. And how do you become? Through experience, which you've said, and experimentation. So may I emphasize this? We are individual, but it doesn't mean being individual, we're not part of the whole. When we enter, we come from a place where of which we not separate from source, but we become individuated from
Yeah.
spirit to individuated, and then we call that a soul as it enters. But that it's actually aligned or connected to source. So it's our individuation. It's when we become where one will say we're unique. Yes, we're unique because your experience will be unique from X experience, and Y experience and Z experience will be unique. But it's how we choose to experience life. The creator, the great spirit, is very creative in a sense that will want to experience different things. So whatever you'll be experiencing, I have no right for me to label it good or bad. I have no right to judge because that's how you want to experience and experiment with life for your own soul evolution. So we should actually, what you said, honor each other in the path that we've chosen to walk, and neither be judgmental. And when and not even think that one is, yes, if you've evolved at a higher frequency, you can sense somebody who's vibrating low. I agree with you. And you can sense somebody who's vibrating high. And it's okay. You just acknowledge that they are at their level of evolution. And in the same manner that we've probably risen to whatever frequency vibration we are at, they are also on their journey of spiral ascension.
Yes.
So a journey, it's a sacred journey. Your path, it's your path. You've chosen to walk. Walk it gracefully and with great honor to your authentic self as you awaken.
Yes. Yes. True. That is very true. Yes. For that being said, time always flies when we get out of this physicality, because now we don't feel it because we totally get ourselves into these concepts of time, and it just flies off. And then when our spirit get back on earth, and then we realize, oh, we have this much. So yeah, unfortunately, but yeah, we're gonna have to wrap. But yeah, so this is just some sugar before we put the whole taste on the whole bite. But this is just that. I mean, we can go on and on and on and on, and Dr. Mmatheo can travel, and I don't know where I can pull her back. So it's just gonna get intense. For the sake of time, we're gonna end from here. But the key points, just remember that the journey is your own journey. Walk it in your own way, and also remember that you are part of the whole. You are not separated from anyone, from anything, and you are walking that journey for a reason. And the reason it is to evolve, to grow, understand, experiment the universe, play with the power of the universe, and remember who you truly are. And the journey continues. This is just the phase that we are. There's even beyond what we're speaking about. There's more. It's limitless. There's no limit in the universe. So do that. Ways to gain knowledge and wisdom. This is a way to do it, listening to what we are sharing right now. It's going to help you gain knowledge, and also yourself. You can also, example, you can get the book, read it for yourself, interpret it in your own way, make sense of it in your own way, and um, um, that's how you're gonna accelerate your journey of growing and knowing through becoming. So there's still more that's coming. Because of time, we're gonna end it here, but I'm gonna give Dr. Mmatheo another chance to give us the last word, and then we can wrap it out from there.
Here to explore. We are here to experiment. We are here to experience life beyond the imposed limitations that we've actually placed on ourselves. The barriers that we've created, they actually deter us from the joy of becoming who we meant to be, not dictated by anything external, but arising from within. May we awaken and embrace the journey of knowing self, that we one with source, of knowing self that we are interconnectedness, of knowing self that nothing limits us, of awakening to the indomitable power that lies within each one of us.
Thank you so much for those powerful words, Dr. Mmatheo. And for everybody out there, feel free to get the book. If you're local, on Take a Lot, internationally, Amazon, and the book will be delivered to you. And also, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment. You know, all this helps the message to get across to reach more people. And so remember, we are not in competition. We are living, we are dancing to the dance, to the sound of the universe. And we are beautifully enjoying these experiences, either as pain or joy. All of those are, you know, I don't want to trigger anything else tonight. I would say, otherwise we will sleep here. We won't end this. So I'll rather keep that for next time. And yeah, so thank you so much for joining us, guys. Please don't forget to like, share this video with your loved ones and anybody you think they want to hear this. And we will see you on the next one. Thank you.